I think he could be our Terran savior. Let's find out. And we're going to get these players sent into the booths momentarily and start up this game. It will be on the map. Ulrena. Is that how you say it?
Ulrena.
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 Is that how we're doing it? This is the kind of power you have as a caster. I mean, there was once a player named Idra, but Artosis said Idra, and it just changed it forever.
Or like Noni, and everyone said Nooni instead.
No. Everybody's. Oh yeah, no. His actual name was Nooni.
Nooni, but everyone said Noni. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember I played him in a tournament in WCG, and I met him, and I'm like, "You're Noni," and he's like, "Nooni," and I'm like, "No, like,
I think
your name's Noni."
I think he got so frustrated that he changed his name to Tyler after that during.
All right, guys, but under the camera. All right, thank you. That's good. We got we're actually upstairs here, and we got I think it's actually for the Samsungs.
No, KT players. Those are KT players trying to get
KT players. Okay.
And,
yeah, they're on this side.
Yeah,
so the bathroom's over here, so we occasionally have them
walking through,
walking under here.
Yeah.
What we need to do is get like a little, like barbed wire over the top, like when they make guys train for the army where they gotta go, like that on the ground. That's what we should have over here.
Under that, yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah,
it kind of adds to the experience here to see them walk right by the camera like that.
As we see the records of both players, TY, he's been around since 2007. Do you want to guess what age he was when he did his Pro League debut match?
He was 11.
Yes. He was very young. Actually, no, let me think about it. He was 13. But still.
No, I think he was 11.
No, he did.
I think he was 13 in Korean age, but it was actually...
Okay, so I think it's 12 actually, because he's...
Oh, are we just going to compromise?
Okay.
You think you're a negotiator? You're going to tell me? I swear I thought it was 11.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 12. But anyway, TY has been around for a long time. He's actually hyped to be the next big Terran prodigy before Flash came around. So
he might be the next Terran Banjo.
Yeah, he might be the next Terran Banjo here. As I don't know why TY thinks that Soul has a lot of willpower.
Oh, our producer notified us. Trust is how much faith the coach has in the player.
Oh, so these are coaches' points. So, thank you.
We have the players ducking under the camera again. But
Solar actually having a 9-4 record over TY, so that might work for him in this game.
Well, you might just be beating me in predictions again here, man.
Yeah, well, we'll see what the other casters have in their predictions. Do you note that all these players are using these like wrist protectors? TY had it, Super had it.
I've seen that.
And I'm the only one that actually picked Solar, so wow.
Wow, man.
The world's against me today.
Let's see what happens. I mean, just recently, TY's been playing really well. I actually want to check out those wrist protectors, though.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, guys, if you're playing a lot of Starcraft or any game, I mean, take care of your wrists or you can't play those games anymore.
Carpal tunnel is the #1 reason why players retire.
Yeah. I've had a case or two of tendonitis myself, man. That's painful, and it sucks.
Make sure you
do your wrist exercises every day. That's right, and I want to play games for the rest of my life, so you got to be careful. Anyways, this is game number 2 in our best of 5. TY against Solar. Oh. All right, we're in the game now. Bottom left, TY. And in the upper left, in the blue, our Zerg player, Solar. Different pacing here with the intros.
Whoa.
BTR.
Yes.
It's a new feeling for me. I've never had intros go so fast.
Well, Legacy of the Void starts so quickly, so
we gotta get right into the game, man.
Gotta get straight into the game. No time for those cheerfuls. And as we see here, Drone Scout from Solar, which is quite peculiar, actually. I think he just wants to see if there's any proxy shenanigans at that expressway that we were talking about in our first game between Super and Dark. But he doesn't see that there's anything going on and is gonna scout that third base. No proxy there. And I guess he feels safe enough that he can take that hatchery first.
Yeah, he certainly can. And so he's going to get that. We can assume that TY's going to get a Reaper here. That's pretty common. But I'm open to anything. TY's got a lot of different builds he's used as Terran over the course of time.
As we see, gas being taken from Solar, looks like he just wants to get either maybe early Ravagers, because Roach Ravagerling on this map is very strong considering the rush distances.
Yes, it's actually incredibly strong.
Yeah. And I have a gut feeling that that's what Solo wants to do in this game because of how the map works.
Well,
yep.
He's going to go ahead and get a reactor here.
Doesn't get that Reaper out, actually.
Yeah.
It's quite surprising.
Yeah, so this is cool. Let's see where this takes us, because you know what? I've had it with Reaper builds. I've just had it.
You're just done with it?
It's time for a change. Let's do this. Let's see what TY is going to show us. TY is a guy who does march to his own beat.
Yeah. But what if we see double Reaper here? That might throw us off, but we'll just have to see what happens as he builds that command center at the expansion of his own base, TY, that is. Speedling being produced by Solar. I didn't actually get to catch whether he took drones off that gas or not, so once the observer shows us that again, we'll see the course of action for Solar in this match.
Now, it's important to remember, both players are going to be expanding to the right, but this area right here, okay, this bridge that we see, this connects these two bases to be very close. So, I mean, both races have a lot of options here for timing attacks. And taking the third base can be a little bit uncomfortable. Also, there's rocks to the right of that bridge. If you destroy them, you get much easier access to the third base. The problem is if you're attacking the rocks, there's a chance then your opponent uses that bridge and comes up and attacks you, or cuts you off from getting back into your base. So there's going to be a lot of posturing going on the map early on.
Yeah, that small rush path is going to open up a lot of interesting plays from both players, because when you think about how Terran vs Zerg work, it's all about positioning your units against each other's army, and that choke point is so small that a few tanks near that choke point shelling onto the army of the Zerg, Solar has to avoid that before that becomes an issue.
Okay, good job. Takes out this SCV. And we have medevacs coming out now.
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, getting that early tank, getting those Marines out, getting that medevac, he wants to get to that choke point and to see how much damage he can do before Solar can react to it.
I think this is pretty smart. Now we see the Lings coming all the way. Oh my god!
Is he got to count?
This is like some sick star sense.
Oh my god, if
Are
he's
you
got to get
serious?
this.
No, 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 no! Oh my god, look at TY's face. He's like, what was that doing there?
That was such a smart move there from Solar. I'm pretty sure
that was really something, man.
That is some
wow
play that, and actually this tank can't do anything because these Zerglings are melee range and the tank can't attack it, and this bunker's actually got to get surrounded as well.
And he's actually going to be able to get the bunker here too. Oh my god! Are we going to see TY get bombed here?
Wow, like those Marines at the right side of the map was key for TY, and losing those Marines, his strategy is just gone completely out the window, and Solar has got TY in quite a tough position, especially with Solar taking that third base right now.
Yeah, I mean, that was smart. I mean, he really had a good sense of the game. Now, I don't know if he was intending to intercept those Lings over there, but it looks like he had at least had those Lings set up down there to maybe come around from behind if Terran was going to try to do a quick push up that ramp or up that bridge area there in the middle, that fast push lane.
But it's not over yet for TY. A very interestingly placed bunker there. I assume that was for the Zerglings that were running by, but
yeah, I think that's exactly what it was for, is that he thought that he was going to get all in a second.
Another command center does go down for TY.
Did you actually see his face when the Lings got surrounded? I mean, his eyes was so
He got
big.
outplayed there. That was a moment where you got outplayed in the game. Solar, nice job there with that interception with those Zerglings. As it's Viking taking out the Overlords. Always good to take out Overlords. Makes the Zerg player build more Overlords from that lava. As looks like TY is trying to get back to this game by doing some harass with this medevac and tank.
Okay, not a bad idea. He might be able to poke in here, see what's going on, and maybe just get a few worker kills. As you can see, putting it on the high ground here is going to be pretty handy.
As we see,
and this is kind of like we're seeing, you know, with the medevac tank like this, it's pretty cool. I mean, this can actually be used as a harassment unit, but if you lose it, man, you are behind.
Because
that is really expensive.
Like when you lose it, it's both the medivac and the tank, and that's 2 production cycles that you're missing out on with that starport and the factory. So, but
yeah, I mean, beyond that, just a lot of SP and gas you've invested in there.
Yeah, for sure. As actually, Solar can't really do much about this tank. He doesn't really have any Hydralisk. Doesn't really have the Queens to chip away that medivac. So for now, until he gets Fearless or those Ravagers out for that corrosive bile, this tank's going to do a lot of damage. And he's a Liberator as well, taking out 5 drones. And
now, this is something, man. This is definitely something he can use to try to come back into this.
This is some really nice multitasking here from TY. It's going to take out this Queen as well, and 8 drones have been killed by TY. The combination of that Liberator and the medivac tank harass as the Zerg. Wow, that SCV actually.
That SCV is a hero. That's that's going to be the MVP of today's series, is that SCV. So yeah, Zerg upgrades starting to kick in right now. Terran's almost done with Stim, and it looks like Terran's going to try to expand. I don't know if there's a possibility of Zerg trying to attack in while that third is being taken. Like we've seen before, a lot of Zerg timing attacks, with Roachers, Ravagers, and everything else.
No surprises here. TY bottling up that choke point with the supply depot, so any Zergling run-bys through that expressway won't be happening in this game until that supply depot does go down of TY. As we see Roaches, Ravagers, no surprises here. It's the best compensation for Zerg on this map.
Oh, he's actually going to poke this? This guy's so crazy. All right, he's going to come up now.
Multitasking there from TY. And he actually chips away these Roaches. Remember, Roaches, Ravagers have that armored setting on their units, so those tanks will do extra damage to them.
I like how, look at this, he's actually just shoving this entire army back with 2 tanks. I mean, this is so sick. Man, I knew that the tank medevac thing was going to be strong, but I mean, now that we're seeing the application of it with really a good micro, good positioning, good juking and jiving back and forth to get the army in a bad position. Look at this. These 2 tanks and medevacs are actually pushing back everything.
Pushing back the creep, pushing back the army, pushing back the Queens. There's not really much Solar can do about it unless he gets a really good corrosive bile, but TY is one of those players that has really good multitasking, and as we can see here, massive drop here with those 2 medivacs filled up with Marines, and if Solar doesn't deal with this appropriately, it might get TY into a really good position.
Well, the Roaches are coming up here. They're not quite in a position yet. They're going to come down now, and he may need to rotate around here. Meanwhile, tank's going to be dropped over here at this expansion. Again, TY having a micro on 2 fronts intensely.
Corrosive biles don't get off onto those medivacs and tanks. And these tanks do so much damage.
I would love to see how many, can you actually check how many kills the tanks have whenever they're dropped? Because that would be a really interesting fact here.
9
Oh my
15.
God. It's how many?
9 and 15.
9 and 15 kills on those 2 tanks harassing. Meanwhile, a drop. The Spire not denied as they pick back up.
Boy, he's losing a lot of Queens here, and I don't really like the fact that Solar's being really careless with those Queens. He couldn't use those injects right now.
Now, important to note is that Zerg is maxed out here. Unfortunately, I think Terran is so walled off, he can't actually be attacked.
Like, he needs to Solar needs to take an engagement once TY pushes off, but TY knowing this, he's happy to camp off these 3 bases right now until he gets a 200 army, does a bit of harass with these medivacs, and then just go in for the big blow.
All right, another drop coming down here now. Terran stimming and coming forward.
Ooh, gets that Queen. These Roaches are going to do a bit of damage, but...
oh my God, such good targeting there on the drone. 7 drones killed, and he didn't really lose that much.
I like these borrowed Roaches as well. As TY is trying to take his 4th base, it's going to take out some of these SCVs that are going to Maynard at that 6th o'clock base. And these tanks are still alive, actually. Wow.
Oh my God. That is so good. I absolutely love it, and this really goes to show you can punish Zerg so badly if they don't have anything air-related to just really drive this back. They can poke so much.
But it looks like Solar is content with this Roach Ravager army. He's actually getting some Corruptors. We might see those Corruptors just only deal with those Liberators and those Medivacs with those tanks rather than morphing them into Broodlords. I haven't actually seen a Hive Tech yet. from Solar, so it's going to be really interesting how once TY gets that 4th base up, as Solar actually has to chase away this army. You don't want to go into those tanks though.
All right, he's coming down now, but so many siege tanks. Good dodging there on the corrosive biles. The roaches continue to push forward, but the tank micro here pretty solid as he just leaps back further and further. Solar feeding his army in.
Well, these liberators as well.
Oh my God, TY is everywhere.
TY's everywhere.
He's like in all places at all times. He's an omnipotent pro gamer.
Oh my God, this is the main strength of TY is his multitasking, and with the Exceeded Void, you have so many harassment options with these liberators, with these medevacs, with the siege mode tanks, and this game is showing why TY is one of the better players in Exceeded Void so far.
Damn. Really? I mean, I am so impressed.
Well. Oh my God.
I'm trying to play-by-play this, but every time we get another shot, there's another building or an attack happening. He takes it that expand, 4 base versus 4 base. Definitely, at this point in time, TY getting way more value out of his units than Solar could ever hope to.
And Solar hasn't even got to that hive tech yet, so it can't think about getting those Ultralisk or Cracklings. And his Liberator is just floating into the main, not
Look
main base,
at
but the
this.
expansion
Why
of...
so handsome.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he is out microing everywhere.
I mean, it feels like TY's multitasking is just
Are you sure
another level.
Is there like another guy in the group with TY and Archon mode?
Yeah,
is this Archon mode, TY, and another really good Terran against just poor old Solar?
But if there's a moment for Solar to get back in the games right now, as these tanks get caught off guard, and really nice concave here for Solar as he moves in with his Ravagers and his Roaches. All these tanks are actually going down, and this might be the moment for Solar to get back into this game.
Yeah, he actually had a lot of his tanks going into siege mode there, which meant there were a ton of tank shots that did not get to be fired off. And we also see him doing a great job when the medevacs are unable to help. He can use Corrosive Bile to deal with these tanks very easily.
And that is a lot of tanks that got killed by those Ravagers from Solar, and
it's a pretty huge reset.
That was a really huge move, and even though this Liberator has done a lot of drone kills, let's see the worker count right now. 42 drones, 67 workers, but TY's still around the map, and even though he's lost all these siege tanks, TY's harassment has been top-notch this game.
His harassment has been some of the best harassment I have actually ever seen ever. Like, you can see we can even hear the Korean commentators, they're having a hard time following as we're just seeing another Liberator come up here, another attack over here. He's got 2 tanks and medevacs, guys. We know what that means. This army is going to be very tough for him to actually break through. But these tanks come down.
But these are the only tanks that TY has so far. So if he loses
TY's got to hang on here. That's very true.
If he loses these tanks, then it's going to be really hard battling this army because Ravagers and Roaches do pretty good against Marines.
Well, he's pulling these SCVs here. The Roach count's thinning out. The Ravagers are starting to take the remaining damage here. And that's it. GG. Oh, TY is so sick.
So much harassment there from TY.
Oh my God.
I thought that final battle was the last move that Solar could
have done. That was so good. I mean, he looked unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean...
Starting with the tank micro, with the medevacs, I mean, this guy was shoving back a huge-ass army, taking out creep tumors, while harassing with Liberators, while doing everything. He made one mistake that almost balanced the game out when he had about 9 tanks not in siege mode.
But, if I drop my pen there, even then, Solar could not keep up with that harassment. And once those drones died and he couldn't get to that hive tech, the upgrades were just too superior for TY, and that's what won TY the game, was the superior harassment with the medevac drops, with those tanks, and Solar not being able to penetrate that 3rd base.
I gotta say, man, that was like really scary stuff. Like Solar, I can't even really be critical of him there because, I mean, TY played so well. Oh my God.
If there's a game from today that I'd recommend for everyone to watch TY vs Solar, because that is the pinnacle.
Tell your buddies, your esports buddies, to check that out. We are going to go to a short break. When we come back, we're going to continue on with our matches here at Pro League 2016. Stay tuned.